back to Nerdmageddon D&D edition. Simon, our wonderful dungeon master, take it away.
All right. So we left off. You guys did the Caesar cipher that I made for you guys. Although I renamed it an Iradelli cipher for it to fit in the universe. Mm-hmm. You talked a little bit about Ijar and how that's going. And you guys have basically found the centralized location of where this human trafficking ring is. Or people's trafficking ring.
Not just children.
It's not all humans. It's not all humans or children.
Yes.
There's a lot of kids, but it's not all humans.
For the Oni, I'm telling you.
Maybe.
I'm convinced this child here.
They're the only ones he wants.
I mean...
Kick Corey. Kick her.
So,
she deserves one part of the goblins for that.
I believe you guys had thought about going to a library, or there are two different options that I heard last time. Was either a library or going to the Norfolk.
Yeah.
So what I have in my notes is that Laughter and Lily were gonna go to the library to like check up on some books, while Jenson and Gwen were gonna go to the tavern. Mm-hmm. So then we can meet up and then also go check out the inn together.
Okay. You said Jenson and Gwen were gonna go to the tavern?
Yeah.
Yes.
That works perfectly. Great. Because that gives Jenson some time to
read his letter.
Look at some
letter
things that he needs to do. Letter that doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
Okay, so
there is no spoon.
We're gonna go ahead and just go with the library crew. You guys kind of split up. I'll get back to the bar in a little bit. Mm-hmm. So library crew.
Yes.
You actually, instead of finding like a public library, you go to the main source of where history or information is kept, and that would be the Capitol. The Capitol has a library in it. Or the Capitol, the giant tree in the middle of the city has a library in it.
All right.
So, you go in there. There's obviously, old-looking elf scholars kind of walking around, and there is this nice old dwarven lady pushing around a cart full of books and scrolls. And I mean, for a dwarf, she's actually quite thin. Which, in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, thin. It's like skinny. In the back of your minds, you're just kind of like, I think all librarian women are like that. Old and skinny. So, yeah. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna ask her, excuse me, ma'am, do you have any like history or books that we can read up on about Azar?
Probably shouldn't have mentioned the name.
She's like, why do you want to know that?
I need it for research purposes. I'm from a college not too far from here. I never did do well with history.
All right. 3 flights up the stairs to your right. That's the history of the elves.
Okay.
And remember, no rockets.
Take all the ruckus, guys. Come on.
I heard no rockets. Which I was like, there's an interesting story there.
And she passes by you guys, and as she's passing, one of the scholars at the table sneezes, and she turns around and just like punches him really hard, actually knocking him out. Like in one foul swoop, just boom.
I want to whisper under my breath. I love her.
What? Who punched who?
The old librarian lady punched a scholar for sneezing.
That's funny.
sneezing too loudly.
Sneezing. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
And I'm just gonna whisper. Lily's just gonna whisper under her breath. I love her.
That's Lily in the future.
I have mad respect for this one.
All right, let's go find what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Which we don't even know what we're looking for.
You're basically just, from what I know, you guys are just kind of looking for any like deeper information on him.
Yeah.
So
All of the information on this man.
yeah,
Alright.
you guys. What?
I was trying to turn you guys off, but instead I made my screen brighter.
Oh. So you're wandering through the aisles of this section of the library, and you pick out a couple books. There's one that is strictly about like what happened then. There's another one that is strictly about who he is, and then there's another one that's not directly about him, but about people like him who are part of a giant cult.
I'm gonna take the cult book.
Always with the cult book.
Always with the cult with you.
Hey, I also want to see if there's anything about like his family tree.
Probably not.
So one was about what happened.
One was about the actual events that took place.
Okay.
The other one was about him as a person, who he was, what he did, you know, where he came from, that kind of thing. And then the last one is basically about who he was and the people who are like him.
So I'll take the one about the events that happened.
Okay.
I'll also take the book about who he was as a person. I'll do multiple reading.
Yeah, you guys took all three of these books, so
Okay.
yeah.
That's what.
It's I'm not giving you guys a choice in picking one of these three
okay.
books. You're taking all of them. So
What happened in him as a person?
Okay.
The events that happened.
mhm. So you go and check out, you pay a small fee of like 20 gold to, you know, hold on to these books and let them let them, you know what I mean? So you can take it out of the library.
Mm-hmm.
And you start making your way back to the tavern.
Was that 20 a piece or 20 total?
20 total.
Okay. We can split the cost. I'm fine with it.
Dude, I have like 1,000 gold.
Okay, fine. Okay, rich girl.
The high elf, what do you expect?
So at the tavern.
Oh boy. So,
Let's go.
get the message I sent you, Simon.
Let me double check it real quick. I saw it.
Mm-hmm. So,
Okay, yes. Okay.
so I am sitting at a table, just staring at my still very full, untouched glass of alcohol and just tapping my metal fingers very loudly on the table as I'm just like staring off into space.
Molly?
I'm at the bar.
Yeah? You're just having
Drinking, I guess.
All right. Wesley leans over. He's just like, "Hey, is your short friend okay?"
Is he ever? I mean, he literally just lost an arm.
Well, he hasn't.
Yeah, but he mentioned something about needing the arm that he lost, which I'm pretty sure Laughter has, but don't tell him that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna go check on him, and he walks out from behind the bar. But before he does, he just sets like a decanter of whiskey in front of you, and is just like, "Leave gold for whenever you pour yourself a new drink."
I take the decanter and I just start swinging it.
He doesn't care. He's got enough money to buy a new one, so. Corbett.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley comes over and he sits down across from you. He's like, "Hey man, you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Just
You haven't touched your ale.
Not very thirsty at the moment. Thank you, though.
So you're just are you trying to write a letter or something, or he's got this?
Yeah, I
blank
glance
piece of
over at the
paper.
blank piece of paper in front of me. I'm just like, something like that.
I can help you with that. Usually it starts with "Dear blank."
Oh, Wesley.
Yeah, he leans forward and he kind of chuckles. He's like, I appreciate your help, but I don't need it. I appreciate your concern, though.
Would you like me to take your ale? Do you want something a little lighter, like water?
Yes, please.
All right.
Don't tell the shifty one about that. I'd rather maintain some of my dignity.
Don't worry about it. He takes the ale and he just puts it behind the bar, and he comes back with just a cup of water and sets it there for you. He's just like, take your time, you're all right.
A lot of interesting things have happened in the past couple of weeks of my life. I'm still trying to process it.
Yeah. That's reasonable coming from a man with a metal arm, so trust me, I get it. We only have 6 fingers, so.
He like twists his wrists on his hand. He's like, yeah, I guess you do kind of understand.
Yeah. Well, take it easy, man.
He as he's walking away, he like out of the corner of his eye, he sees him, takes a sip, and he's like, you can see on his face, he's like instantly regretting having the ale taken away, but he says nothing.
Yeah. At that time, you two get back to the tavern, and it's actually a little fuller than usual, but nothing that the robots can't handle around the tavern.
Do we recognize anybody?
Some familiar faces, not specifically, like not people that you know personally, but people who you've seen in the bar before. Kenneth is obviously over at his own table. He's just kind of hanging out with some of his Royal Guard buds.
Can I quickly go over to his table?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get the message to him?
I did. He said that he needed to wrap up a few things at the tower before he could leave there, but he made it sound like that he would be here at least by the morning.
All right, I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and say thank you, and then walk back over to the rest of these guys.
Sure.
I am separate. Me and Gwen are on opposite sides of the room.
We are. I'm at the bar. He's at a table.
I'm not in a back corner room table, but I'm a distance from
You're just at your own table.
I'm just at my own table. So
Yeah.
So then
I'm gonna go to Gwen and be like,
I'm going to go after.
hi.
I'm alone.
Hi.
You doing okay, buddy?
Yeah? Why?
Oh, I don't know, because you ran off with stuff earlier and kind of broke the group
I'm
trust.
never gonna let that live.
No, I never will.
Lily will end up going over to Jenson and just put a hand like on his shoulder.
He flinches ever so slightly when her hand touches him, but he says nothing.
Yeah, she's not saying anything either. She just puts a nice hand, like, and then just squeezes his shoulder, like, and then she like just sits down next to him and doesn't say anything.
So, Gwen, personal question here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know if your brother ran around with a Colt?
You're saying this out loud.
Well, okay, so
Ripping off the band-aids.
yeah. Just with the information that we deciphered, there's maybe a cult involved. And just considering who might be involved, I didn't know if you might know anything.
Why is there always a cult with you?
Hey!
I don't choose the cults. The cults choose me.
Actually,
Technically, you chose the first cult. It didn't choose you.
Technically, I may have, felt bad because I framed that guy for murder.
And I've heard a lot of reasons, because I've been to a lot of different places.
Oh wait, Corey, is that the first time you've admitted to that to the party?
Oh shit, yeah, I think so.
that was the first time you admitted that you were in a cult?
No, I wasn't in a cult. I framed
She
the guy
framed
for murder.
she framed a person for murder.
I framed the whole family for murder.
Oh my
Yeah.
The whole family?
Corey,
my
God.
be grateful Jensen isn't hearing any of this.
If
Oh
you
my God.
okay, Molly, you remember the team leader of the cult?
Yes.
His family.
No, I know she framed him. I didn't realize she framed his entire family.
Yes. They have similar backstories, so kind of did the same thing, but separate, away from each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, do you know if your brother might have been involved in anything like that?
If he was, he didn't tell me, but I highly doubt it.
Okay. Just wanted to ask,
So specifically, the cult name is the duly wed to the Queen of the Nine. They basically just call it the Husbands of the Nine.
Husbands of the Nine, oh god.
Yeah. It's a group of men who have basically sold their souls or sold their humanity to the Queen of the Nine House.
Oh, so reverse harem.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. But it's not like a sexy harem at all.
Yeah.
It's more of a like torture harem. Because these guys want power. They don't want affection.
The box from Hellraiser.
It is exactly that, actually. There isn't an actual artifact though. It's basically that though.
So is this Asmodeus's wife or someone else?
I don't know. You'd have to do a religion or history check.
Oh,
I'm gonna do a religion. Actually, no, I'm gonna do a history check.
Okay.
Please learn us something, Corey.
I don't think I can do any check because Anna's kind of dumb.
Also, I think you're halfway to drunk right now, so.
19.
19. So you actually know that the term Queen of the Nine is used for this female pact demon who's known as Shara. It's spelled Xarrah. Shara.
Okay.
She is not at all affiliated with Asmodeus. In fact, quite far from it. She's basically a person who is trying to more or less defund Asmodeus, trying to make him seem weaker or smaller than he is by getting more souls than he does, which is quite difficult.
Yeah,
But
got a lot of
this cult though had amassed around anywhere between 20,000 to 50,000 men at one point. However, since the changes in religious freedom from the capital versus the different cities around the continent, most of these people were found and exiled off the continent to stay away from the general masses.
So, like an Australia situation, they're all shipped off somewhere else.
Pretty much.
Does that mean
Okay.
there's theoretically a country out there that's that's like main religion is the husbands of the queen?
Yeah,
Oh god.
absolutely. There's, I
I
mean,
never want to
very
go
long.
there.
It wouldn't last very long.
I'm gonna tell you guys, it's not a country the size of Australia.
Mm-hmm.
It's small.
But it does exist.
It does exist.
Don't
We're
even
never
think about
going
it,
there.
Corey.
I want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
At least not for the purposes that you're thinking.
What do you think I'm thinking? I'm thinking
I don't.
because you're
That I want to join the cult. I want to go to get some information.
Alright. Anyway, so at the table I'm staying at with Jensen, can I go ahead, like, open up the book and start doing some research and reading and stuff?
Yeah, go ahead and roll 2 intelligence checks for me.
May I read over her shoulder casually?
Yeah, you can get a couple. Go ahead and just roll 1 general perception for me.
Perception?
You're not going to get as much information,
Yeah,
so
I'm
it's
just-
going to be...
He's just
See.
bored and going through a crisis, so any alleviation.
So I have the book of what happened, and that's the one I'm kind of looking through, and then also the, like, about him as a person one.
Okay, cool. So the first one is going to be for the history of what happened.
Okay.
17 for me, Simon.
Okay,
And what was it again?
just intelligence checks.
Oh, intelligence. Okay, 17. So the first is unnatural, or mod 20.
Mod 20. So you basically gather all the information from this. You read through, and because you also were taught this in school, you read through and you learn basically, this guy was horrible. He pretty much destroyed most of the Golden Valleys by just existing. It doesn't exactly say how he did it. It is more or less just like, yeah, he was there and it was bad. It does describe like some of the stuff that was destroyed and how it was destroyed. So like a lot of buildings were burnt down. Metal structures were rusted from the inside out. Without presence of water, mind you. And wood houses or wooden structures were pretty much eaten to dust by termites.
Interesting. Fun fact, rusting oxidization is just a very slow form of fire. Same process. So.
Yes, very, very true. And then the second roll for you, Kenzie, is going to be for the book about him, the biography of Vijar.
15 plus 3, 18.
18. Okay. So it talks a little bit about who he was as a kid. Then it kind of divulges into his adult life, who he was married to, if he had kids or not. Corbett.
Yep.
As you're glancing over her shoulder, and she's reading through this, and then specifically this part, you see her name in the book.
Interesting.
And then it talks about, places he went, things he did, and then it basically just recounts exactly what you read in the other book. And then it talks about how he died.
Seems like a pretty bad guy. like some elvish boogeyman, huh?
Say that, yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, that's unsettling. Especially if what's all happening is causing him to rematerialize.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. He was awful.
Couldn't help but notice a familiar name in there. Coincidence?
No. It's a very secret name here.
Oh.
Kenzie, can you roll a deception check for me?
Okay.
Do I have to roll insight against it? Well, I guess not, because I'm not like trying to see.
You're not trying to see directly. So what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 12.
I rolled a 13.
Oh, she barely cleared it.
Oh, barely. So you're kind of you're basically just like, okay, checks out. You're also like in the back of your mind, you're like,
I've heard more convincing stories in prison.
You have heard more convincing stories.
All right then. Well, do you think we have learned what we're going to be able to do about it? Like, is there anything we can do about it if it is what's happening?
Who are you asking?
Lily?
Oh, from what it seems like,
Right, we established that. So basically, no, is what you're saying. We're just screwed if it is true.
in the book, did it like say how he died? How did he die?
They have it written that the town clerics or the city clerics pretty much banished his mortal soul to the Nine Hells by exorcising him, and all that was left was like a husk of a body.
It deserves.
So yeah. Corey, what's going on with you?
Outside game, I just put 2 and 2 together. I guess I'm just really curious about this cult.
Simon's doing a good job of weaving webs together.
Yeah.
That he is.
So I just kind of like look over to Lily, look back at Gwen, look at the book, and just go, we might want to just convene together, you know? That might be a little helpful.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna like talk with Lily in another conversation if you were done. So.
I'm going to go over to Lily and be like, so there's a cult involved.
What is with you and cults? Like, that's half of what I know about you, is your obsession with them.
It's
your
not...
story here.
I've only ever joined one cult, thank you.
Insight.
Are you actually gonna insight her?
I'm actually insight checking that.
Okay.
Sure, I've only ever joined one cult.
10.
So what's your passive perception, Corey?
My passive perception? No, that's the wrong one. 13.
Yeah, no, Corbett, you don't pass.
I didn't think so. So I'm like,
You're still very doubtful, but
Yeah.
you don't pass.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So, Colt, he.
Who is he? Which he are you talking about here? Boogeyman, Mr. Pointy Ear
Yes,
Boogeyman?
Boogeyman.
I love it.
So he had a cult. And
Yes, he was part of a cult. I don't think he was leader of said cult, but I think he was, he was in the cult. But basically, this boy sold his soul to a demon mommy.
Demon mommy?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Basically, he sold his soul for power. And if we're thinking what's happening is happening, that could be an issue.
What
are
do
you
you
getting
think?
his full sentences? I feel like I'm only getting like half sentences. Like every other word is missing. I mean, am I the only one here?
No, you're not.
Elaborate, Laughter. You're like stuttering.
Laughter, use your big girl words.
I don't think she knows those.
Roll for burn. I'm kidding.
Fire
Don't
damage.
actually do that.
Oh,
Fire damage.
I'll roll for burn.
Anyway, we need to basically, there's like a little country full of these husbands who followed the demon lady.
And you're wanting to go there because you've been really lonely lately?
Ew, no.
Okay.
No.
I'd like to high five Jensen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys high five now. You're totally broing down right now. It's awesome.
Yes.
I'm saying we could potentially get some more information.
Flee the continent.
I mean, most of us are wanted for regicide anyway.
There's that.
That wouldn't be the worst idea.
I don't
But I
really
think you have
feel
stuff
like
to do
going.
first.
Kenneth walks over and plops down at your guys' table, and
Huh.
he's partially drunk. Not really. He's a little tipsy. He's like, you guys also need to break up this person trafficking ring.
Yes.
That too.
I would say
One thing at a time.
I would say you should
Man, you cannot.
do that because it's right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this DM interference.
Yeah.
Everyone is speaking in code. What is going on? I didn't even drink anything.
I think we should go to that continent now.
What's here first?
You know the trafficking ring that
We
the senator
understand,
has,
Kenneth,
that thing.
But honestly,
What trafficking ring?
that is quest number 2 that we're on, actually. Fun fact. And this continent thing for Laughter's burning loins would be 3. So
What's number 1?
the earthquakes. We're supposed to go to the ashes and investigate what the hell is
We
going
don't
on.
need to go to the ashes. The ashes, we don't need to go there.
Someone's
I think we should go there just to see you suffer.
I'd be okay with that.
Why? Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you. It's just
Why did you break into my safe house?
yeah, that was.
Why'd you steal our information?
Hey, but we're-
Technically, that was mine. I earned it by stealing the teapot set, which none of you guys could do.
Girls, you're all pretty now. Shut up.
Did any of the guards at the nearby tables hear any of that?
They're all pretty blitzed.
Thank God.
Basically, Kenneth is trying to stay sober because he knows you guys are here and he wants to keep an eye on you guys.
I slide Kenneth my
Let's
decanter
hear
of
in
whiskey.
front of us right now. Then we can go to the ashes, and then we can deal with the cult.
Hey, I like your idea, Lily. I agree.
I like it, except for going to the ashes.
Okay,
We're going to the ashes.
we're gonna
Everyone
have
gets a fun trip down memory lane.
You know, I'd honestly rather
Currently,
not go there.
I'm living it.
Get
I'm
it.
pretty sure Lily's also kind of living it. Next up is laughter, and then we'll get to Jensen.
No, please. I want to leave that buried.
Nope.
I'm going to leave things buried too, but like,
Yeah, I wanted to leave things buried too. Guess what's happening?
yeah, we totally dug into yours. So
Yeah.
let's take care of this, and then like, who knows? Maybe we can just avoid whatever is I've buried, because I buried the hatchet and I prefer to not pick it back up.
Gwen, if it makes you feel any better, it wasn't my idea. They just kind of dragged me.
I still blame you. You could have stopped them. You could have led them off the trail.
What trail? How was it? Oh, I was leaving.
Okay, so what's our next step in destroying the person ring?
Well, you guys wanted to go to your ever so important library to supposedly find information about the hidden secret base that we're supposed to be infiltrating, but I haven't heard anything about that. So I suggest we stop the lollygagging and do the breaking and entering like we originally talked about.
Sounds good.
Kenneth like waves his finger at Jensen. He's like, he's smart.
Oh,
Do not insult
Drink
me
your
like that,
booze.
Kenny.
Drink your booze, Kenneth.
I am. It's great.
I quickly
Drink it
take
more.
it from him and take a big swig myself, and I'm like,
I
oh,
like
that's
ever
good.
so gently just like bop his drink, Jensen's drink up so that way it spills on him.
Do I-
Dex save.
What?
Wait, what?
Dex save, Jensen.
Okay, cool. Okay, I can do that.
If I gather up the books and they don't get spilled on it,
Yep,
You
that's
don't know what's
fair.
happening till it happens.
That's a 24.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You see her. You're kind of like Toph, where you feel her movement before she even starts moving, and you just like move it like that way, so her hand just goes
I
like that.
move it so that when she goes to bump me with her elbow, her funny bone hits the metal of my arm.
There you go.
So pain.
So you
shoots
just
her arm.
clang. Your arm hurts now.
alright. So, if I go ahead and put the book in my room,
Well, you have to go to the North Pole to do that.
Yeah, which is where we're going anyways.
You guys are going there anyway.
Yeah.
alright.
Off we go on the
I, as discreetly as possible, take my blank piece of paper and trying to be discreet about it.
Okay.
Can I perceive that?
Wait, what?
Can I perceive that?
Same.
Are all three of you trying to perceive that?
Yeah.
You need to perceive me, put up my note.
Okay, cool. So it's just Corey and Molly who are trying to perceive it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have,
Should I give you guys disadvantage on this?
have me roll for sleight of hand and they have to beat me in their perception because I did say this right.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
I got a 25. I see it.
Well, you see him move the paper and put it in his pocket. That's all you see.
Yeah, but still.
Corey, what'd you get?
Oh, I haven't rolled.
So you need to beat a 24.
Oh, yeah. That's not happening.
So Molly, you basically just see him fold up a blank piece of paper and put it in his
For what appears to be a blank piece of paper.
I am suspicious since he tried to hide
You guys start heading out. You guys start heading out the door to the North Pole when Fleur walks up and he's just like, "Hey guys, where are you going?"
We're going back to the inn, good buddy. We know you've got plenty of sleep, but we personally need sleep ourselves, so we're going to do some fun stuff, so...
Okay, cool. I guess I'll see you guys around. Or see you in a bit.
Come with us, We'll show you the room.
Oh, okay. And picks up his broken sword that he has, puts it back in his back on his waist, and kind of shifts himself around. You hear his ribs kind of rattle a little bit as he fixes his armor. Yeah, and then he's like, "Okay, let's go."
Have you ever considered getting that sword repaired?
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
It is broken.
It is broken.
No, I can still hit things with it, so it's okay.
I don't think
Your
hitting is what you
optimism
need
is
to
both
be able to do.
inspiring and annoying.
Hey, I mean, somebody's got to be happy,
That's true.
Yeah, because we know you aren't.
Mm-hmm. Beaming with joy, this one is.
So y'all head
Deep
over to
sigh, shoulder sag.
y'all head over to the Norfold. As you walk in, you see the same bellhop guy behind the counter as every other time. Very pale, kind of gaunt face with black, jet black hair that's neatly combed underneath a maroonish brown bellhop hat with a maroonish brown blazer and whatnot. He's just kind of standing behind there. He's just like, the adventuring party. Welcome back.
Oh, let go! Just you. I thought you were good.
Quite funny. Do you need help taking any items to your room, or perhaps do you need a room for your friend? And he points to Flora. He's all like, "Oh no, they're just gonna show me around. It's all right."
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Of course. So y'all go.
What were our room situations? I don't remember.
You each had your own room. You were basically put in here. Yeah. You each had your own room, and it was mainly because Wesley's kind of been paying your guys' tab at the inn, just because he knows some loopholes and can get people in there for free. So, you guys go to your rooms, and are you guys taking a rest, or what's going on?
Do we need a rest?
I don't.
You guys have full health. You guys are fine.
Yeah, we don't need one. What time of the day is it?
It's just now about. It's 10 or 11 at night, almost.
Okay.
So you guys aren't really tired. You've just been doing stuff most of the day, so you haven't really noticed if you're tired or not.
I basically just head back to my room and then sit down, just have another moment to recompose myself for about 10 minutes, and then I'd go knock on Lily's door.
Okay. Before you go do that, as you're sitting there, you're just kind of thinking to yourself, and you're thinking to yourself for a while, and then you hear a voice in your head.
Oh no.
Nice.
You hear a voice, and it's very calming, very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "Look up, my child." Basically, it wasn't meaning literally, but I'm glad you did that.
That's what Jenson would do.
Oh yeah. But in your mind you hear, "I have felt your sorrows and your worry, and I am here to help. My name is Gwen. I am the goddess who knows their loss, and the goddess of the wisdom of the lost people."
Heard your name before in another life. Never gave religious imagine much thought before, but maybe you needed it.
In times to come. I will be there. Put your faith in me, and I will help
I'm just gonna spend another 5 minutes in silence after that.
Okay,
That's all
cool.
cool. Like after I put the books down, and I probably put them hide them somewhere.
Okay. So you guys are pretty much just getting stuff all situated. Corey, are you doing anything specific?
All right. Can I talk to my sword?
I am
Oh.
just.
Kenzie, you wanted to talk to your sword?
Yeah.
You want to try to talk to your sword?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
1 sec. Odd or even?
Even.
Okay. What do you say?
So I have to pretty much face my fears to not get for you to not devour me.
It wouldn't be a devouring. It'd be more like a conjoining.
Okay.
That sounds even worse.
Because at least you'll be... I mean, the best way I can describe it is just imagine being a sword.
But so I have to pretty much face my fears and kill them to not be conjoined.
Well, yeah. Either we will conjoin with you, or you will conjoin with us. That's the way it works.
What's it like if you conjoin with me?
Oh, I have no idea. Nobody's done it.
Out of character. I just
Or at
really.
least for a long, long time.
So then, when was the last time?
Have you ever heard about the great hero Toshiro?
Yes.
I think that was the last time.
The sword is history.
My sword is a walking history book. It's kind of cool.
Basically,
Your sword
it's
is a
through
walking,
lot.
talking, creepy history book.
That's going
Yeah.
to your soul.
I'm not gonna consume my soul if I can face my fears.
Probably.
Okay, so how's a way I can get you guys to conjoin with me?
Face your fear. You succeed. Ta-da, you win.
Ta-da! I win. I like that.
Yeah. Just so you know, this is like the elf boy who you've been talking to, who's been in the sword, who you have gathered did not surpass his fears and was conjoined into the sword.
Lily, who are you conjoining with in there? It sounds weird.
No, I'm not. It's just a sword thing.
Is this a
Bye.
bad time?
The sword stops talking after that.
Is this a bad time? Should I tell the bellhop to bring up extra wine?
No, come on in. I'm just gonna be cleaning my sword.
Okay.
That sounds so wrong.
I would like to go over the book that the cleric gave me a while back.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Danger.
Had a chance.
What was this book?
So,
It's the soul
the soul stitching book.
stitching.
Yay.
The notes of what was his name? Starts with an A.
Hold on, I have it in our chat.
I swear,
Okay,
if you
fine.
stitch a soul to my arm and make it a sentient being, I will kill
Aster
you.
Soul Stitches Cliff Notes.
Yes.
I titled the book. So, you learn those 3 things.
Yeah.
Specifically, the most helpful one is the first one.
Okay.
That's really fun.
Okay.
Just think about it.
Mm.
Any handheld object that you can throw,
Oh my god.
you can bind a spell to. And it will activate upon impact.
We like that.
A back scratcher. I'm sorry. I just got this like.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So
Does that count? With the number, with the spell binding, does that count as like a spell slot, or how many?
Yeah, you expend a spell slot
Okay.
for whatever spell you're binding.
Oh, okay. So
and
it's
then
not
you
like its
put
own
it
separate...
into the thing.
like a
It's
delayed
not its own
spell.
separate spell.
So it's like a
So
delayed
you-
spell.
Yeah, it's like a delayed spell, basically.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Oh.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna do what I did
I'm gonna message
and make
you.
grenades?
I swear, Corey.
No, I'm going to message you.
I swear.
Okay.
Are we ready to do sneaky sneak now?
Real
Anyway.
quick, I do want to ask what Molly was up to.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Molly is preparing all of her weapons.
Okay. Wonderful.
I guess it should be said, Simon. In terms of my preparing, I never take anything. I have everything I own on my person, so I never took it off. So there's no preparing I need to do. So.
Okay, cool. So
But anyway.
you're basically a living bug out bag.
I don't have
You
a
have-
whole lot, so.
Right, because you're from prison. So
Yeah. So anyway, I had walked in on Lily, and there was something I wanted to talk to her about. So.
Okay.
After the
Go
whole
ahead.
kerfuffle with the door, I do walk in. I'm like, oh, sorry about that, Lily. I forgot that you talked to your sword.
It's okay. I sometimes forget about my sword too.
Right. So, do you ever have a time in your life where everything just seems like it's going to crap, and it's so bad that when you think you might see a way out, you're afraid that it's just another lie?
Yeah.
What do you do in
oddly
those situations?
specific.
Huh?
What do you do in those situations?
Well, right now, one thing I'm learning is that you have to kind of face your fears.
Right.
And it's hard, but then it's terrifying. But if you can face your fears, then you can probably get through it, and then there finally is a way out.
What if avoiding your fear is bad and facing your fear is worse?
Well, if you're always going to be in fear, you're always going to be on the run. So I think not facing your fear, it is worse, because then you're constantly in fear and you're constantly running.
Okay, let's go break some stuff. I need a.
All right, sounds good.
I might break
All
something
right.
in here if we don't do something soon.
Okay. So y'all basically go back down to the lobby, and Fleur is with you guys, and he's just kind of like, huh, this is a nice place. I like it.
Won't be nice for very long.
A little bit too open and bright for my taste, but it's okay.
So, to give you a layout, the lobby is pretty open. Basically what it is it's more or less just a larger square room.
Mm-hmm.
There's the desk. You have the bellboy there. And then behind the bellboy is basically like a doorway that leads into the mountain that it's built out of. So there's that. And then also there's like a set of stairs that go up to the different floors.
So I quietly whisper to the group, like, so it looks like someone is going to have to distract the bellboy.
Or we could just knock him out.
Yeah, but there are patrons around. They'll see it.
I
Are
can
there
distract
people
him.
around?
Not
'Cause it's
many. I mean,
11.
like, it's mostly like the only people that would be around would be like old people who are just kind of sitting around in the lounging area just because they can.
Well, and also, if we knock them out, someone comes in, they're gonna.
Exactly. So we have old people, so we could use them for the distraction. It's just ideas. Clearly we need to get past him. And I just think
How many people are there?
There's like, besides you guys, there's only 2. The 2 is including the bellhop.
So there's one other old person there.
There's just one old person who's just kind of sitting on a couch in the corner of the room,
doing his own thing.
doing his own
He
thing.
said so the bellhop said that he was a bell away.
Yes.
Like specifically that bellhop, or are there other bellhops?
As far as you know, there's only
The one.
Okay, because I have a bell on me. So if I went to the opposite side and rang it,
Or do it near the old guy.
either way.
Okay.
Then we'd be home free.
In theory.
In theory.
I say we try it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Gwen, if you think that'll be a good enough distraction.
Fleur's in the conversation too. He's like, "Yeah, I like that. Here, give me the bell."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll have Fleur do it,
I give
and then the old person will see Fleur, and they'll freak the flip out, and that'll cause an even bigger distraction.
Ooh, maybe they'll give me a body.
No.
not now after.
He takes the bell and he just kind of like meanders over to where the old guy is in
Oh, no.
general.
Oh no.
And the old guy's not paying any attention to him. It turns out that he's actually asleep
Yes.
in
Yes.
this chair. But what Fleur does is he kind of like looks at the old guy, like grabs his finger and lifts his arm up and then drops it, and he's just like, "Yeah, he's asleep."
Oh no.
He takes the guy's hand, puts the bell in it, and shakes it vigorously, and then runs back over to you guys.
Okay. Does the bellhop move?
The bellhop just straight up
Disappears?
disappears.
Like poof, magic vanish.
Magic vanish. He disappears.
Oh no.
I'd
Like,
like to
disappears
stealth-
and reappears in front of the old guy.
go, go.
I'd like
I
to
need
stealth
to-
run.
Stealthily use my super fast movement speed to dash through the door.
I need
Also
all you
going to
guys
sneak.
to make stealth checks for me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this one.
26.
25.
18.
20.
18.
Yeah, you guys all do pretty well. Jenson, you almost
Oof.
didn't get there, but you did. You guys all do a pretty good job, and Fleur, as you guys are kind of going up to the door behind the counter, he asks, "Do you guys want me to come with you, or you want me to stay out here and keep him?" Okay. And he kind of like backs out away from the door, and he's just you see him, and he's just kind of like standing around in the lobby and like walking around.
They're going to
Is a precious son who we need to protect.
Yes.
Sweet baby.
Yeah.
They're just going.
Basically, he did that. Like, he basically like crouched back down.
Him doing the spooky scary.
So you guys get behind here, and you see that there isn't much back here. Like, there's a door to your right that's just a maintenance closet, and then you go all the way to the back, and it's basically just a dead end, except to your left, you see a little box.
I'm gonna go look at the box.
How little?
Um,
Oh, that is small.
That big.
Okay.
It's not like an actual box, but it's like a panel
Oh, okay.
attached to the wall.
Okay. I'm gonna ask my sword. Have you seen anything like this before?
Who you ask?
My sword.
Oh, your sword? The sword isn't talking.
Is it real?
No, it's like straight up not responding to anything.
Why?
Maybe it
Can I-
doesn't like you.
Can I attempt to investigate the box?
Dead ends, and we got this panel. What are we going through the panel?
Yes, Molly, go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And you're gonna want to, investigation. You're gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm using this dice before.
Also, I've been talking to animals. I would not be able to use that vision.
I know, just there haven't been many animals.
Last time I used it was on horses.
21.
21. Okay. So, this box, or this panel, you see is basically like a 3x3 like pressure plate. And it has different little pads. Each one has different letters on it. So, the letters go A, I, Z, D, X, R, Y, W, F.
Would you be willing to type this out for us?
Yeah, I
Um,
can.
I got it. I think I got it. LIZDXRYWF.
A, I, Z, D, X, R, W, Y, F.
I was close.
Maybe we should just try typing in his name. IXAR.
It's like, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Then go for it, Miss Wizard.
Fine.
Knower of all.
I'm gonna do it.
I type in the name, or do you want to type in the name?
I'll type in the name. It was my idea.
Okay.
I'm worried this is gonna backfire on us.
Probably.
So as you're pressing in the letters, after you press in the letters, they kind of like stick there. And then after you type in the name, they all stay there, and you hear a little hiss, just like a tss, and you see the wall next to you just slowly start to lower and opens up into a spiral staircase
Okay.
that goes down.
Awesome.
Down, down, and an earlier round.
Who's going down
Alright,
first?
who wants to go first?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Who's going down first?
I'll go.
I'll be behind her.
I'm last.
Guess I'm in the middle.
Okay. So you guys go down, and there are a couple torches and stuff that are aligned there, so you can see well. You guys are all seeing fine. And the further down you go, you sort of start hearing voices. 2, to be specific. Kenzie, I'm actually going to ask you specifically to roll a perception check with advantage. Everybody else, roll a standard perception check.
That's funny.
7.
Oh, good God, no!
18.
29. Oh wait, I got a nat 22.
Okay, cool, perfect. So,
Oh, got it all.
Corbett, what did you say you got?
7.
7?
My dice have not been with me.
Yeah, you basically just hear mumbling down there. Sounds like just... it just sounds like 2 people talking.
I'm short and below the sound profile. So,
Exactly. Corey and Molly, you hear 2 voices, and they seem to be talking about some sort of payment. Molly, you recognize one of the voices to be Bloomfield.
Heck yeah.
Kenzie,
Murder him.
Kenzie, you recognize Bloomfield's voice, and you also recognize your father's voice.
Oh.
preemptively burn a key point to charge my arm.
All right, cool. So this kind of stops you in your tracks, Kenzie. What are you feeling?
Well, if y'all look at your Facebook messengers, y'all will see a weird word that I'm not allowed to say on air.
Say stuffer.
Suffer. Suffering.
I do anything for you, then perish.
Bloomfield is the short-haired elf senator, right?
Bloomfield is the elf senator. Yes.
Okay, I knew it. I called it. Corey, we were correct.
Oh. Yay.
Okay, can I hear what they're saying?
What?
They're talking about some sort of payment, and you hear Bloomfield ask, "Well, where are they going? I just want to know where they're going first, because I went through all the trouble to get them, you know?" And the other voice is just like, "They're going to my wife."
What's going on? I can't hear anything.
Doesn't say anything else.
I mean, other than that, it's more or less just like common rabble. Like they're just like, "Hey, how was the football game?" That kind of shit, you know.
Dad talk.
Stupid. It's dad talk. Yeah, it's not like anything of importance besides the. What are you gonna do with them? Oh, they're going to my wife.
Did you hear that, Kenzie? They're going to your mom.
I have a feeling that's the wrong wife.
Oh no, I know. I know.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So that's how they're keeping themselves sustained on that continent of only men.
I'm
Ooh.
not talking about my mother in vain. She was a great woman.
You say.
She was amazing.
Your mom might be a demon.
No.
Your mom's a demon.
I mean, he was an elf, so pretty close.
Okay.
Alright.
What's going on? I can't hear anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn and like say it's Bloomfield and another
And
guy.
And who's he talking to?
can I?
Is it the governor? Are they meeting up for their secret meetings?
It's not the governor. I don't. The voice is very familiar, but I don't know.
Can I
He's like that.
insight this?
Is it your father? He
Absolutely.
says sarcastically.
I'm inciting.
Do I have
Your
to-
father? He says sarcastically.
I got a 24 to insight.
Oh yeah. They already know, Kenzie.
18.
I already
Yeah.
know.
They,
Yes.
from the way you've talked about them, they already know.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you don't recognize the voice.
Wait, is it actually her father? I was kidding.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Kenzie, high or low?
He's gonna notice you.
Hi.
You feel something inside of yourself. You feel something like well up, and you feel like this is my moment. I need to do this. This is what needs to happen.
I'm gonna take a deep breath. And
Okay.
can I go ahead and do a surprise attack on him?
Oh my
Well,
god.
you don't see them,
Yeah.
but what you are gonna do is you're gonna charge down the rest of the flight of stairs and jump into the meeting,
Wait, Lily.
and we're gonna end there.
All right,
I'm
guys.
not okay with this, but also is living for the chaoticness.
I am living for it.
Yeah, I pretty much yep. It's my father. And I'm gonna run down there.
Wait,
All right. So it's time for Geek Commendations this week.
Woot woot.
First
Woo.
off, I had you guys read My Hero Academia Vigilantes. What'd you guys think?
That was really cute. It was really nice. I read the first chapter, question mark,
The point
where
five.
where he meets Knuckle Duster, and Pop Jump. Is it Pop Jump?
Pop Shot. I
Pop
think.
Shot. The one who can jump.
Yeah.
That's all I got. And we learn about him. That's basically it. I just read that part.
Yeah, that's all
'Cause
you
I
guys
couldn't-
need to really
yeah.
read.
Man, that was fun. It was good. It's kind of refreshing to not see like an overpowered main character. Yeah, it's nice.
I liked it. I mean,
Right.
I don't know a whole lot about like My Hero universe because like I was watching it and then I stopped watching it, so so it's like it's really interesting. I like the concept a lot. And now it makes me realize I need to start watching My Hero.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's really good.
Molly Corbett.
I actually didn't get a chance to read it.
That's okay.
Same. Sorry.
It's all good. Those of you guys who did get a chance to read it, ratings.
Five. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
5 out of 5 punchy janitors. Because that's who Knuckle Duster is. It's great. Does he even have a quirk?
They talk about that in the next one, and if you're gonna keep reading it, I don't want to spoil it.
I don't think I'll keep reading it. So just message me.
Just say it.
Yeah, he's quirkless.
That's
Woo!
awesome. So it's basically Batman.
Batman, but poor.
Batman,
Poor
but
and a
poor.
janitor. Yeah.
I'm giving
Oh
it
goodness.
a 4.5 out of 5. I forgot how the rating went for a second. I'm sorry. 4.5 out of 5. Gotta watch My Hero.
All right.
I'll watch it with
The
you.
main character's quirk was really funny too. I love that. Oh, it's so useless, but it's so funny.
What is
I
it?
love it.
He can basically, as long as he has 3 parts of his body touching the ground, he can basically move around the ground like an electric scooter almost.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah, as
People
fast
make
as
fun
an
of him.
electric Scooter.
Yeah, people make fun of him and call him the cockroach boy.
Well, I would if I could do that, which you said at least 3 points have to be touching.
Yeah, 3 points have to be touching the ground, but he
Okay,
uses
so-
4, and he just kind of is like
Yeah,
this
just
the whole
scoot
time.
around. That's actually really cool.
He moves about as fast as like a 1-speed bike.
Yeah,
So
his
Nice.
hero name is Mr. Nice Guy.
yeah, because he goes around and he picks up trash, he gives people directions, that
Helps
kind of
lost
stuff.
children.
Too bad he couldn't just do it on his feet, so he can just like scoot around like on the Segway all the time.
All right.
Segway.
Simon, you sent each of us an individual SCP
Yes,
Foundation video.
that was interesting.
And I hate you for it.
It was good though. Great storytelling.
Yes, so let's all go around and say the video that we got. I got the Yule Man.
The Yule Man.
He's basically a
Messed up Santa Krampus demon mix.
imagine Krampus,
Mhm.
but not a cloven goat man, just a really like emaciated, gross-looking goblin dude
Gross.
who goes to people's houses for 12 days,
Tortures
leaves-
families.
tortures families, and leaves gifts. By the 12th day, depending on certain situations, and it's not a very high chance, either the kids will get gifts, which are made up of weird organic materials such as skin, blood, bones, that kind of stuff, or they disappear.
Yeah.
Because of course they do.
All right.
Wait. The kids disappear or like?
The kids disappear.
One child under the age of 8 will disappear. The rest of the family is tortured and killed.
And that's on the off nights, or that's like the majority of the time. The off nights are when they get gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
I got What Happened at Site 13.
I love that one so much.
1730. So think kind of Chernobyl accident like thing. Kinda. It was really weird. There was a lot of slugs crawling into people's mouths and writing on the wall possessions, and it was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Like half of the entire thing was just recordings made by this little remote control drone that they had flying around, and then like it find like previous people of the group that went to investigate, and they're like, and there's like a slug crawling out of their throat. It was odd.
It goes far deeper than that, but
yeah,
basically what it is a Foundation site 13. They were holding a lot of people who are considered they're like humanoids who have powers that can be harmful to people or can help people.
mm-hmm.
And because of another government entity in this universe called the GOC, they basically created this device called the Thresher Machine, which was supposed to turn off all powers for like reality benders, which is who they housed. Instead, without testing it, they turned it on, and it pretty much fused the building with the people in there. It gets really bad.
Yeah, it's messed
and
up.
It's basically like an end of the world scenario, all located within this building.
They did contain it though, because like it says, the whole thing talks about what happened there. It asks the question as well as tells you what actually happened. So it was contained.
It's neutralized.
It's one of the few SCPs that actually has been neutralized. It's interesting.
Yes. Speaking of neutralized, Kenzie.
Yeah.
It's a CP-1762 where the dragons went. And it makes
Where
me
the dragons
sad.
went?
Where the dragons went.
It makes me sad because it's like, so it's these paper dragons, and what happened? Why did I just forget everything?
They lived inside a cardboard box universe, kind of.
Yep, and I remember they and then they fly out and disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember why.
Well, they pop out of the box and fly around and pretty much just visit the Foundation from time to time. And what ended up happening was that they would always return back to the box because that's where their home was. Started to become less frequent, and finally it got to a point where only one came out and it was all crumpled up, and it had a note that said, "Here were dragons."
Oh.
Like were as in past tense, because on the box it said, "Here be dragons."
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
this
very sad because it's like
it was completely harmless too. It was just a sweet little box of paper dragons.
I mean, that's SCP is just weird things. It's not all dangerous stuff. It's just unusual anomalies. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mine was dangerous.
And Molly got a good old classic.
What you get?
I got the possessive mask,
Oh boy.
SCP number 35.
which legitimately secreted I can't say words. Pretty much, it secreted a liquid that destroyed anything it touched at different intervals depending on what type of material it was, and it pretty much manipulated people, and oh my god, there was just so many things going on in that. It was pretty much creepy haunted mask.
Yeah.
Spooky, scary mask that convinces you to wear it so
Yeah.
it can do stuff through your body.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm the one who got something kind of wholesome.
Yeah.
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 I think you get this specifically because he knows you can be. So. Yours, Molly, reminded me of another one I read. One of the most messed up and gruesome ones I ever saw. I can't remember the SCP number, but basically the item it's a massive ball of barbed wire and fish hooks all tangled together. And
that's 682.
6'8". Is it?
No, 682. 682 is the
reptile.
Yeah, that one's the big invincible guy.
But the barbed wire, the ball thing, when you see it, and after you see it, you have a slight impulsive thought that you want to touch it, and the longer time passes on, the more the thought grows to the point of insanity that you want to touch it, and to the point that if you don't, after a certain point, you will commit suicide because you're not able to do it. But anyway, if you touch it, it's like the ending of Hellraiser. Basically, the thing uncoils into hooks and barbed wires and stuff, and basically rips you apart into shreds, completely eviscerating you. It's horrific.
And on
SCP's
that
messed up.
wonderful note, ratings, I am giving this a 4 out of 5 little girls dressed up as creepy dolls.
I'm gonna give mine a 5 out of 5 QP dragons.
I'm gonna do 4 out of 5. Don't look at the walls.
That was an upsetting part. That freaked me out.
Don't look at the walls. There's writing on the walls.
I will give mine a 3.5 out of 5. Weird black liquid that's actually blood coming from the walls.
3 Jim Carreys.
All right. Molly, you had us watch Alias on Prime.
That
Did
was-
they seriously kill all? Sorry. I'm just-
Why
Oh,
you
why?
touching? We all watched it.
I
Yeah.
actually didn't.
Oh,
Well,
I
Simon
didn't get around
didn't.
to it.
interesting show.
Can I like? They seriously? Her husband's gone.
Fiance, they never got married.
They never got married.
Mhm.
But yeah, they legitimately killed him off
Yeah.
so
Are you
quickly.
surprised?
Um,
Surprised.
this
mean,
was giving me serious Blacklist vibes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just. I was just so upset that they killed him.
Oh, it gets so much worse in terms
Well-
of like what they do. Ooh.
Oof.
My big thing. So I was I was watching it and I forgot to pause it and I went upstairs to get dinner, and then my mom and then I had to help my mom with something, and then I come back down here and all of a sudden there's a funeral scene. I'm like, oh my god, did she die? No. And then I saw her like holding the rose and the friend comforting her. No, it was the fiance.
that's awful.
She finds him.
Huh?
She finds him.
Oh, is he a double
In-
agent?
No, so
Finds his
the-
body.
she finds his body in the bathtub, dead. And it's kind of funny because they all tried to stop her from going to his apartment, but she was like, no, I gotta check in with my fiance. And then she finds him dead and she's just like,
And that's what
Um,
she told him that she was a secret agent too.
yeah.
I am giving this a 4 out of 5 daddy issues.
Oh, definitely.
Wasn't my cup of tea. Wasn't bad, but not my favorite. So I'll give it 3 out of 5 embarrassing proposals.
Yep.
Dang, you took mine. I'm
Sorry.
gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it because I enjoyed it. But I like Chuck a lot more because it's more comedic. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Gorgeous red dresses.
All right. Corbett, you had us watch Star Wars Clone Wars 2003 full episode.
Yeah. I apologize.
I loved this series,
Mhm.
man. I remember watching it like growing up as a kid. I mean, granted, I was only like 7.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Don't remember much of it, but it's great. I forgot how
Lawrence-
amazing the
Lawrence
I forgot how
Fishburne.
amazing the
Really well
animation was.
Yes, it's really well made for its age.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the Samurai Jack style though, which is like pure animation quality. So
That's what I love about it. Yeah.
I like the animation style. Again, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so
yeah,
that
that's why I'm apologizing,
really
Tori,
kind of
so-
put a barrier for me.
Yeah, that's why I'm apologizing. So
It's all good.
I promise this next one's not Star Wars. So
All right.
I watched it when I was younger. I did not watch it recently. I'm very sorry.
it's okay.
The animation was good. I didn't quite like the art style for Anakin, but that's more of a personal thing where I just
Yeah.
did not like his braid and his head was weird in the hair
It's just a
department.
braid, like halfway through, it's cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 Yodas.
Sure.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 Captain Rex holding his own on the battlefield. Specifically that scene where like the droids are coming over the hill and he just
That's
straight
not
up is.
That's
It's not Rex.
It's not Rex. Rex was invented for the Clone Wars Disney series. He has a
That's
name.
right.
I can't remember it. And yes, that's like the most BA clone trooper scene in all history.
Oh, it's so good.
That's not Rex. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Disappointing mentors.
Oh.
Mainly
This-
just that scene at the beginning where Anakin is getting like a lot of praise from Palpatine, and then Obi-Wan just swoops in and is just like, no, you a child.
Yeah.
You can just see him wilt.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. And then
And how
Kinsey,
about Mace Windu beating the crap out of the droid with his fists?
That was good too.
Kinsey, you had us watch The Dragon Prince.
I love the Dragon
Oh,
Prince.
so good.
So wish I could continue that series. I loved it when I watched it.
When we get back, we can do like a whole like Dragon Prince marathon while we're dyeing hair.
Borrow
and
someone's
TV.
Netflix account and I could get into it, but I'm totally for Dragon Prince watch party. So
Mhm.
I'd ask what we start from the very beginning for the whole thing. But
Man, I love it. It's so the world building is just as good as Avatar.
It's
It
so
is.
cool. I think it's my favorite portrayal of elves ever, honestly. I
Yeah.
really love that the elves are not so blatantly similar to humans. I like how they separate them so much. I really like that.
Mhm. And then,
like elves having horns.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's
Even
awesome.
The simple fact of less digits on their hands is that much greater in my mind.
That's too.
Yeah,
I
that's-
didn't realize that till like halfway through when they showed kind of more of a close up of Rayla's hand, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, she has 4 fingers.
Earlier on, she
Yeah.
makes the comment like be careful with that. It's easier.
You wouldn't want to lose a
Like,
finger.
Yeah, you don't want to lose a finger, and then she holds up her hands. And then there's the whole human disguise with her hands, which that seems hilarious.
And then, like the different types of elves are all like very different from each other,
Yeah.
which is really cool looking, and they, I love it. So for me,
You
I'm
love
giving
dirt, right?
this a 5 out of 5. Callum finding a boomerang.
I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5 actually good 3D animation.
Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Winter is coming, eventually.
I had to dodge that bullet there. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. Hand disguise finger.
We do not wish to build a dirt man.
Yes, that one. I remember that.
Aunt Amaya is the best character, hands down. All
Yeah.
right.
It's just
For-
so cool. Sorry.
No, you're good. For this week, I am going to be recommending The Tudors on Netflix. This is not family friendly. I will put that right there.
Yeah, it's not.
It is the court of Henry VIII. Nothing is family friendly.
Oh boy.
But Henry Cavill's in it, and it just goes through the marriages of Henry VIII, and it is no holds barred.
Oh,
So for this week, I'm going to geek command a show. Actually, I've started watching with my family, and it is a show that was on back in the day that my parents loved, and they all binged, but I was too young to understand, so I'm watching it with them for the first time, and that is Lost.
Oh
You guys
my
remember-
god!
It is on IMBD TV, which is a streaming service associated with Amazon Prime, and they have the entirety of Lost on there, and we have been starting to rewatch it together, so I am geek commending the first episode of Lost. And if you guys get sucked in, I am not sorry at all, because that show, like for early 2000s, it's an incredible filming style, and the story is just convoluted as crap, which you gotta love it. So it's awesome show for its time. Everything but the last episode, but we're not gonna talk
Yeah,
about
we don't talk about that last episode.
it. Without that though, it's an awesome show.
Mhm.
so what I am recommending this week is The Order. It is on Netflix.
Oh my god.
I
Kenzie,
did-
legitimately, Emma asked me if I'd seen that today.
Well, it has werewolves in it. Of course she would.
Oh man.
Oh, goodness.
It's actually really interesting. I got through 2 seasons in 2 days.
Oh, they came out with season 2 already.
And I actually looked up when they were going to do a season 3, and it has not been given the green light yet. So it's making me very anxious. But anyway, it's like you kind of follow the story a little bit of this like a kid named Jack, and it's really interesting. It's obviously mystical because you have werewolves in it, but like there's also a lot more to it as well.
All right.
I am going to geek amend literally my favorite movie ever. I don't know if I've already geek amended this or not. I don't think I have. I've been thinking back to what I have done. I don't think I've done this one. It's The Big Lebowski.
That's a movie on my list, honestly, that I've not seen yet. So.
It's on Hulu,
Oh, awesome.
so y'all can go at it.
All right.
You can.
The Big Lebowski is so good.
It is a standout for John Goodman along with.
Oh my God, yes. Walter's the best character ever. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. It's great.
Again,
it's great.
Again, it's on my list, so I've been wanting to watch it. So.
All right. And then Molly.
So I'm gonna have you guys listen to a podcast that I actually discovered through internet friends. It's called the Magnus Archives. It's kind of like SCP, but it's in a podcast format, and it's a bit more of just like stories of people and things that have happened to them. It's very supernatural though. So.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
Interesting.
This is gonna be fun. Simon, thank you again for hosting D&D this week. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for watching. And as always, you nerd it here first.